Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel before we begin today, if you've not done so already, of course. So today I thought I would kind of expand on my 10 palettes. I did an eyeshadow 10 palettes. If I had to get rid of all of my eyeshadow palettes, what 10 would I keep? And today we're going to go ahead and expand on that with my face palettes. But instead of 10, I did 5, just because I think you kind of, for blush palettes and stuff like that, I think you kind of go through less of them, sort of, I think. I don't know. I feel that way. I feel like I have like a third of the face palettes that I do eyeshadow palettes. I feel. Maybe I'm alone on that one, but I have significantly less face palettes, so I thought it would be great to just kind of reduce that down a little bit so it makes more sense, like numbers wise. So if I had to get rid of all of my face palettes but 5, which ones would I keep? Or if I lost all of my face palettes, which 5 would I go repurchase really soon? Not obviously, probably not all at the same time, but pretty close to each other. Which ones would I miss and would like to have back? So I'm jumping right in. I don't know which one to start with. Okay, let's start with the small one. It's this Ofra Feeling Myself highlighter palette. Unfortunately, I think it was limited edition, but they, like, for holidays, they constantly make these palettes. You can get them all year long, I'm sure. This one is particularly in the shades Blissful, Pillow Talk, and Rodeo Drive. This one came broken when I ordered it from Ulta, but I just repressed them. But like, they have been super duper loved, especially Rodeo Drive and a little bit of Blissful. I really don't like the shade Pillow Talk. It's just a little too fair for me. Honestly, I could definitely use it for like my inner corners and stuff like that, but it has like an iridescence to it that I'm not crazy about. Actually, it's not. I mean, it has a little iridescence to it, but it's really not bad. I can apparently use it for my inner corner, but it looks really beautiful right there. I think I might like it for that. But anyways, I do really love Ofra's formula. Ofra's formula is one of the best highlighter formulas that I've ever tried. Second to Becca, but Becca really doesn't make palettes like these. They usually make face palettes with blushes that I'm not really crazy about usually, but I still like this one over Becca's. So, but I do really like this. Like, it's so good. Talking about palettes. My next one is an affordable one. It's this one from BH Cosmetics. I love a lot of BH Cosmetics formulas and their palettes and their color stories, everything about them. They just have really tasteful releases. So the collection they did, the destinations that they did, this one's Blushing in Bali. It's really hard to read the text, but it's Blushing in Bali. It is blushes and highlights. Honestly, there is the Glowing in Grease. I like their blushes better, but I love these highlights more, and I find myself using these highlights way more, especially this middle one in Sunkissed. It's pretty dipped in. I don't know if you can't really see it that well, but it's really dipped in because I absolutely love this shade, but I love mixing in Glisten or using it in my inner corner like I did right now with the Ofra one. And Ember is a little too deep for me, but it is really pretty, and I do sometimes put that on my eyeshadow. So I do really, unfortunately, I wish I could deep hot these and put the Glowing in Grease blushes in here and then keep these highlights, but I love these highlights more. Honestly, I picked a lot of these palettes because of the highlights. I like a lot of single blushes. I don't really love a lot of palettes for blushes, but I do have blushes that I love. So speaking of that, is this Cheek Leader Blush Bronze Squad from Benefit. In the shade, this one's Hula. This one's pretty dipped in with Coralista and Caramel. Caramel I dipped in a tiny bit, but you can still see the text, but I did use that one. In the shade Cookie, you can't tell, but I really dipped into that one as well. Okay, you can kind of see there that I kind of scraped over the top a bit. Gold Rush, that's really used too. It used to have a gold overlay on it, and that is completely used up. You can see the golden overlay right here a little bit. I do really love Gold Rush as well. They come out with these, you know, really repetitively. They're usually some sort of variation. I really love these just for the kind of versatility of having a palette like this that has your one and done sort of thing going on. I did decide to get this one over the other one that came out with this one because the other one I think had more blushes. This one had more of these bronzer shades. I love Hoola, and I really wanted to try the Hoola Caramel, so it is a little deep for me, but I forget to pull this one out in the summer, but I feel like it'll be a really good summer shade for me, so I need to remember that I have that. And this Cookie is absolutely beautiful. Cookie is such a beautiful shade. I thought about getting the single, but I'm like, no, I have it in this palette. If I want it, I'll use it. So Coralisa, a very standard peachy shade, very easy to use. It's absolutely beautiful. I love these. You know, just get a color story that you like, but these are, you know, they're pretty safe. They have so many out there that, you know, it's easy to find one that you'll like for yourself or that will work for you particularly. Yeah, I really like that one. That would be one of my picks, and it has everything I need. Highlight, blush, everything. Speaking of everything I would need, this Physicians Formula Butter Collection by Whaley. I don't want to butcher her last name, by Whaley. I bought so many backups of this, and I bought them as gifts as well. I have I want to give them away later on for presents this year. This is my absolute favorite palette. I could keep this one by itself. This would be it. If I had to pick one, it would be this one. These butter bronzers are so, you know, everyone loves a good butter bronzer. They're so safe and easy to use. Consistent formula, so good. I love them. These blush shades are so different, but so, again, versatile. You can mix them. You can use this one. It's a cooler mauve, or this, you know, warmer peach. It's, oh my gosh, these shades are so flattering and so universal for people. Unfortunately, these are a little light for deeper skin tones, but if you're, you know, medium, you know, light, fair, this is a really good palette for you. This one's a deeper highlight, but I can still pull it off. I thought it was going to be too dark, but I use it all the time. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a really creamy formula, though. It kind of threw me off. I thought it was going to be a powder, but it's a cream formula. This one, too, is a lot... These two are actually lighter than what they look like in the pan, so it kind of throws me off at first, but they're absolutely gorgeous. Even without these, I would still buy it for these. This is incredible, but these are also very nice. I usually find myself having to mix them, though, because I do believe this one's a little light for me. But if you're lighter than me, it'll be absolutely perfect on you. Just so beautiful. I love how it smells. the butter bronzer smell. It's, oh my god, they did an absolutely wonderful job on this. Absolutely. So, hands down, my single favorite face palette ever. I think so unfortunate it's limited edition, but it is still available online if you want to get this one. I highly recommend this one. Now lastly, for my fifth palette, this one's kind of a more underrated palette. I wanted to go ahead and mention it because this is the palette that made me fall in love with highlight. I tried getting into highlighter before this palette, and I didn't see why people liked it, and until I tried this palette, and it was just absolutely gorgeous on my skin, and it was just beautiful and beaming. The color was there. It was, and it's a really good dupe for a very popular Nikki Guerrero and Anastasia Beverly Hill Glow Kit palette. This is better, in my opinion. It's better than Anastasia's formula. No shade to Nicole Guerrero. I'm no shade to her, but the formula is better than Anastasia's. The color selection is the same. It's just laid out a little bit different. It's this one by BH Cosmetics. It's the Spotlight 6-color palette. It's so beautiful. These are absolutely gorgeous. I freaking use these. It doesn't even look like I use this one that much, but I freaking use this so much. Dream being my absolute favorite shade. I murdered this one. it doesn't look like it because after I started loving highlight, I started dipping into other highlights and falling in love with other highlights, but this one made me fall in love with highlight. This one and Becca Opal for different reasons, because they're absolutely different. But after this, I could not stop using highlight, and I have never stopped using highlight since picking up this palette because it made me fall in love with highlight. And it's just the versatility of the colors. You got your warm shades. This is like a warm champagne, and this is more of a cool iridescent white, you know, more pink, like a mauve pink, a true pink, and you know, more of this rose gold iridescent shade as well. Absolutely gorgeous. Just the options that you get in this. I know the camera's picking it up a little light, so I think it's kind of harder to see the color variation, but it's there. It's absolutely beautiful. The formula is standard to BH. BH has a very good formula, so that's what it looks like on the front. They've had this for so many years at this point, and it's just so good. I hate that no one talks about this. It's so underrated, but I would have to keep this one if I was getting rid of all of mine. It's just, I owe this one that. Like, it's so good. So, real quick, the palette that made me fall in love with highlight. This really nice Ofra one. Who can go wrong? It's such a good formula. And then the Blushing and Bali. Again, I didn't realize I had 2 BH formulas, but they know their highlight formula, their shimmer highlight formula. It's so good and so affordable. I cannot believe they can. It's so good. It always blows me away. And then, of course, the Benefit palettes. These are any color scheme, color story scheme, whatever that you decide to get. They're so good. Their formula is so consistent. Great, easy to use. I love them. And then lastly, Butter Bronzer. Honestly, if you're going to take anything away from this video, take this. It's just gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. I have 3 backups of this. I'm probably going to keep one for myself and give the other 2 away, but I don't know. I knew the world I could not go on in this world without this palette. I can't run out. I can't lose it. I can't break it. I love that palette. I singly love that palette more than anything, any other palette in my collection. So, my number 1, if you wanted to know. You had it noticed already. Alright, so that is it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you like this video so this can be suggested to other people on YouTube. I love you guys so much. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see next. And I love you guys. And until next time, bye.